Hey everybody, Ryan here from Android Calls. I'm here to do my hands-on review of the OnePlus 15. So I've been using the OnePlus 13 for a while, and it's become, I haven't made it my daily. I am stuck on Pixel for that and other reasons. But it's been a great sort of extra phone, something I used for gaming, or I have right here, always next to me that I can just grab at as if I don't want to use my other phone and something at hand. So here's the OnePlus 15. So brand new. I had it for a little while now, and I've been trying to figure out a way to really explain this. So first off, I miss a case. So the way this is the Infinite Black. The little matting on the back feels a little textury, scratchy, and you can see there's been some blemishes on it. Not a lot, but just I see them, and that's all I tend to see sometimes. They sometimes feel like they will rub out, they'll buff out that way, but it's still scratchy. So again, I'd want a case. It definitely feels more blocky than the 13. This has a little more ergonomic-ish kind of grip on it, I feel, whereas this feels blocky, and I feel like I'm holding a brick at some times. So it can be a little different to go through. Now, those of you who've been OnePlus fans have always been used to the slider. They replaced that with a button this year, and I'll get into that. The camera, I really like the round, really stood out. So this squarish thing kind of makes it feel more Apple-y in my mind. But I'll get to the camera also in a bit. So let's turn it on. It's got a thumbprint sensor, works really fast. I've never really had any issues with it since I've used it. Um, so it's been pretty good. This is their standard 512 model. This is $1,400. Compare that to a Samsung for $2,000. This is a big savings. So we're pretty much met with everything we've seen before. Now it's a slightly less display. I know that people are going to be upset about that, but slightly less. I don't think I even notice a difference whatsoever. This does have a faster refresh rate. So yeah, so take what you will. Honestly, I don't notice a difference, and I'm sure having the faster, more fluid display to me is more noticeable and wanted than anything else. So I appreciate that. One of the things they also didn't do this year is magnets in the back. Now they didn't put the QI2 magnets on the back to charge with because they use their special super Air VOOC, Air VOOC, and if you put magnets there, it might interfere with that faster. Because when you put it on their Air VOOC chargers, it does charge really fast, faster than some things that you can plug in with a cable. So that's really cool. And this is also a 7,300 milliamp hour battery, so it's not only charging faster and it's bigger, it also is lasting a lot longer, so I don't need to really worry about the battery. So turn it on and play around with it. One thing I liked in the last year, we had these little folders. You can throw all your things together. You could resize them, right? So I could shrink it. I could enlarge it. I could change the shape of it. So that was kind of cool. I really like that feature. And then you can also even change how they're sort of looking in there. Like, that's a neat little feature. Again, just ways to customize this in yourself that you'll want to play around with. We have the shelf, which is one of my favorite features on OnePlus. I like this, that if you tap one, it brings it out into a little mini window. I love these little mini windows. I even like when sometimes a notification comes down, I can tap to reply, and it brings that notification up as a floating window. So really sort of thinking about that multitasking in hand that's going in there. Another feature they have is this mind space. So the idea being is that if, I go into here and I want to, oh, that's a great picture, this is where that button comes in. I hit that, and it's kind of like circle to search in a sense that it'll start analyzing it. It puts it in sort of like a, well, it says a competition on 11/21. That's not true. Anyways, so that's mind space. They have all these kind of like the screenshot apps on a Pixel. So all these little stuff I figured out. Okay, let's see what this is. It's a bagpipe composition. It's a style march, etc. So there's little things that it can see on your screen and play around. I haven't really figured out a real way to play around with that. I'm sure we'll get to it. Now, love the shelf. I love that they have this, gaming feature that comes up because I've just been playing some games, obviously. So this little gaming feature is there. It does have their IR blaster, right, up on top here. So I haven't found a really use for it. I don't use a lot of things that use infrared, to be honest with you. I use Google Home TVs, right? So that those are all, I don't need IR for that. So, but I love the fact that it has that option there. So if you do need it, you've got it. Um, yeah. The bigger thing people want to know about is the camera. I know the Hasselblad sort of removal, whatever you want to call it, has been a bit of a contentious point. Again, I don't know if I really notice a difference. Um, it's got all the sort of same kind of features we would have had before in terms of taking pictures. Um, One thing I did miss was having some sort of like full manual control, or that night mode where it's astrophotography mode where we're having a pixel. Because the pictures are good. There's some really great pictures I took with it, like, and they come up nicely sharp, a little over sharp there. Good tone out of the pictures that we've done. I love shots like this, like that came out really well HDR. Um, what other? So I got some other shots here, and really nice shiny, and it reproduced them well, at least than I thought. But then sometimes when you would go into a slightly lower light condition, it gets a little blurry. I found that. So slightly lower condition, lights, blurriness, and it's not really great in low light. That being said, we took it around and we went to try to find some northern lights. Didn't do too bad there, but that's out of focus, right? That's a great little night shot. We're not seeing it so well. Great little night shot. Not so. That was actually really well done. We had the lights beaming onto there. Where's another one I did here? So there's me using astrophotography mode. That did pretty good as well too, in terms of being able to capture a night scene, get the stars still in. Whereas the astrophotography mode on my Pixel, because it's slightly moved, made the whole thing blurry after 4 minutes of taking a picture. Where's another shot? Trying to get those zoom photos in was kind of hard. There's another great shot again. So it's been hit or miss, whereas almost 99% of the time with my Pixel, I can almost reliably count on to take a great shot. This has been kind of hit or miss for me in terms of what I'm expecting out of it because of the camera of my Pixel. That being said, would I hate this? No, not at all. Because what I did love is how fluid it is. This has been super easy to use. Everything is super fast. I can play any of these games that I have on here, no problem, without stutter. And the battery on this thing just lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. I can use this pretty much, check my emails, check my Facebook, as my second device here as I'm working at the table, play some games, put it down, come back tomorrow. It's barely moved the battery. The battery, 7,300 milliamp hours, is a long time battery. So this is a great phone. I'd want a case. I want to be careful with the photos I use. So you just want to make sure you're a little more focused using it. I'm interested to see how Mindspace builds and builds. Um, Great battery life, great performance. I just wish there was magnets on there, and I get it. But yeah, okay. So if you have any questions, folks, please ask away. Thanks.